Hey guys! Necrom is 4 weeks away, and if you've been following my advice, you're ready for it, and your Arcanist is going to be way ahead of the pack. And if you're just starting to prep now, there's still plenty of time. See my previous videos on all the stuff you can do in advance to boost your Arcanist. It's all linked in the description. By the way, if you've been hoarding intricate gear, you might have enough by now. I ran the numbers to see how many pieces it took to max out each skill line. It's not exact since the inspiration per item does vary, but I wanted to give you guys a heads up so you don't overdo it. Anyway, it's time to start talking about how to level these new characters when they arrive. And if I had to pick just one bit of advice, it would be this: get a leveling buddy. It's the most efficient way to stack XP from kills. Grouping lets you port around and go much faster, and it's way more fun. Although I suppose that depends on how you level and who you bring. Let's get the stats out of the way first. Experience in ESO comes from quests, kills, and smaller actions like unlocking a chest or discovering a location. Quest XP arrives in big chunks, sometimes massive ones like a daily dungeon, which is essentially a quest, and you can control where it goes by slotting abilities and gear in advance. XP from kills is different. You have less control over where it goes, and the individual amounts are much smaller, but you can keep them coming in a steady stream if you're constantly killing ads. And on top of the usual XP buffs like Scrolls, ESO Plus, and Rings of Mara, XP from kills is boosted by the training trait, Mora's Whispers, although only above level 50, and by grouping up. Some players don't seem to realize the group bonus exists, while others think it doubles your XP or something. It doesn't. It's a flat 10%, but that's still a lot, especially when you get full credit for each other's kills when you're nearby. You can go twice as fast, get twice the kills, and more XP per kill, but only with groups of 2. If you add more, the XP pool does not grow with the group, so everyone gets a smaller cut, 66.6% with a group of 3 and only 50% with a group of 4. Larger groups do still work. Random dungeons are great for leveling. You get a skill point for every new quest, and so long as 4 players go twice as fast as 2, the XP per minute is the same. More if they're completing quests faster. That's your call. But if you just want to maximize the XP tick from every kill, a duo is the way to go. 2 popular options are the first arena in normal Blackrose Prison, or the top floor in Skyreach Catacombs, specifically the room with the chest. These are great for racking up a ton of kills in a short space of time. Skyreach might keep you on your toes a bit more, and because everything's undead, you'll get a ton of Fighters Guild points, so long as you join the guild before going in there. There are overland grind spots too, but these tend to be overrated because everyone already knows about them, and they work best if you're the only ones there, which is unlikely when the entire server is leveling new characters. The examples I gave are instanced, so at least no one else can steal your kills. But however the numbers work, you don't have to do it this way. Honestly, if you just play the game, level 50 kind of happens on its own. You get so much gold and XP from everything in ESO that the payoff for grinding is nowhere near as great as in many other MMOs, which is why most of us don't even bother. Boosting a character to 50 is an exception. Of course, if you took my advice a few weeks ago, you'll have a massive stack of alchemy and enchanting writs. You can power level enchanting in about 1 minute. Just craft 100 purple superb glyphs, stick them in the bank, and decon them with your new character. Done! With alchemy, just use the cheapest combination of reagents and the highest level solvent available and spam it, putting skill points into solvent proficiency as you go. Once that's done, you can munch a fat XP scroll and burn through your writs. I'll probably do this at level 30 or 40 to speed up the home stretch and rank up those extra skill lines or abilities that I want to have available when the time comes, but that I can't really slot while doing content. Or you could do it right away. All you need is some skill points. If you've been doing daily writs on 18 characters and hoarding your master writs for long enough, you might even be able to hit level 50 within 10 minutes of Necrom going live. That would be funny, but it would take a lot of master writs, and I think I'll save mine for the stuff I mentioned and level with a group for the first part. But grouping isn't just about XP. You can also save a ton of time and gold by porting to one another to get in and out of instances quickly instead of wading through enemies, leapfrogging to unlock way shrines and skip long rides, and using one another's houses for free ports as well. This is great when clearing all the sky shards, lore books, and Psijic rifts in a zone, especially on new characters with slow mounts. The Psijic fetch quest is one of the worst things in the game, but with a buddy, you can blow through an entire zone in minutes. Unlike sky shards or lore books, sealing rifts is shared with your group. Their quest will update even if they're pretty far away. To be safe, just wait until everyone can see the prompt to use the auger, then seal the rift. Then they can ride ahead to the next one, and you can port to them. This trick saves so much time. You can shrink the whole Psijic grind down to a couple of hours instead of an entire day. And if you can find a buddy who needs to level Psijic on an existing character that already has the way shrines, that helps a lot. You can return the favor for their Arcanist when you're done with yours. And if you find someone who has the way shrines, full riding speed, and a multi-rider mount, you've hit the jackpot. Get them a Ring of Mara and make that shit official. So, grouping up even with just one other player gets you more XP and saves a ton of time. But let's face it, there's a more fundamental reason why it's a good idea. It's more fun to game together. Sure, there are some grumpy people out there, but human beings are inherently social creatures. In live service games like ESO, the primary content is the other users. Especially for the routine activities we're talking about here. A bit of company can transform a chore into a fun hang and you won't get bored. So, I'm suggesting you check your guilds and friends lists for chill people with similar gaming hours to you and see if you can organize a time to do this stuff when Necrom arrives. And if they're not 100% clear on the benefits, make them watch this video and I'll talk some sense into them. That's everything. A bit of a deep dive behind a fairly simple tip, but I hope it was helpful. Good luck finding your buddies, and I'll see you next week.